Hello, Lakers fans. This is Wilson. As always, I'm joined by two of my prestigious co-hosts, Shane Christopher Murray and Jason Big Mitch Mitchell. Uh, I'm
What the
not
hell are
sure
you
where
smiling
Galvez
at?
is. Huh?
What the hell is this fool smiling at in his intro? Like, what the hell? Sorry.
I can't smile.
No. Keep going. My bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Galvez is. Hopefully, he'll join us in progress. Um, but before we get started, just a few reminders. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Podcast Network. If you prefer the audio version, remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts. The show is also on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and every other major podcatcher. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network and to like it on Facebook. Just search for the Complete Lakers Podcast and send feedback and mailbag questions to Complete Lakers Podcast at gmail.com. So we're going to start things off tonight with Big Mitch. I'm going to allow him to respond to some of the comments that I read. I think it was last week that you guys left on the some recent content, and then we're going to get into the Lakers are going to be starting the coaching search in the coming days per ESPN. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about if you can see. I'm not sure if the people can see Mitch's display name. It says, "If LeBron gone to Cleveland, LeBron was in Cleveland tonight for this Cavaliers loss to the Celtics." We're going to talk about Bronny and his combine workout. We're going to talk about Brandon Ingram, who's supposedly going to be. I read that it was inevitable that he would be moved by the Pelicans. And Shane Murray was saying it's been he's heard some stuff about possibly him returning to the Lakers. And then at the end we get into the Tom Brady roast, which is what Mitch wanted to talk about last week, but forgot. So, Mitch, do you want to address the comments that people left a couple of weeks ago? Because, like I said, like they were directed more towards you. So you have the floor if you want to respond.
Oops. Let me see. So, what's this? Truval, JJ6210. Clearly, this is some kind of Shane Murray burner account.
I don't do burn the couch, bro.
Yeah, Shane Murray. He's better than KD. I'll give him that. He made sure to not post it from his main account. So Shane Murray's burner account says Darvin led the
Oh,
team.
I have a burner account.
Shut up with your burner account. Darvin led them to Western Conference Finals the first year and lost to the defending champs first round. They could beat any team but Denver. Y'all don't know shit about basketball and piggyback what everyone else says.
Well,
It's not something I would say. So that can't be me. So
I don't know if this person ever watched a Darvin Ham coach game, but I mean we literally called out uh, his mistakes when we called him out. We called out his mistakes all throughout his tenure, all 2 years. We made mention of all the times he didn't make adjustments. They never changed the pick and roll coverage. Both game winners by Jamal Murray, they were similar. He comes off the screen naked, and he's allowed to just basically kind of walk into his jump shot. I mean, no adjustments. But I mean, we also specifically called out when Darvin Ham failed to take control of the game with Antho. How much time was left when I put it in the group chat? What was that? The third quarter of game 5?
what was it, 6 or 4 minutes left? I don't remember.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I just know the scenario, bro. Like we're up, we were up big that game already. The Nuggets cut the lead to 4. The crowd is starting to get into the game. At that point, from my couch, I can tell we need a timeout right now. We got to stop the momentum and get control back of the game, call a play in the huddle, get a bucket, regain control, quiet the crowd down, let them simmer down. But no, Darvin doesn't call timeout, lets them play. Doesn't call timeout till we're down 2. And those are the kinds of mistakes that he was making outside of just like not making adjustments. So, I mean, listen, this is Lakerland, right? And like everything is going to be magnified. Like this isn't some like this is the marquee franchise. This is the marquee franchise of the NBA. Like everything's going to be magnified. LeBron going to a game with his wife in like his home state, it's news. Why? Because he's LeBron, but he also plays for the Lakers, so it's going to be magnified. Like everything surrounding the Lakers is going to be magnified, and that's just the way it is. Like if you don't like it, go be a Clipper fan. I mean, it just is. I didn't make the rules. Like it is what it is. But on the flip side though, like Darvin Ham, I never wanted to be coach. So I forgot. There's another comment talking about, that I wanted Jason Kidd, and yes, I did. I wanted Jason Kidd from the beginning. I thought he should have been the coach over Frank Vogel. I mean, the Mavericks are still in the playoffs. Lakers aren't. Um, so yeah, I definitely thought Jason Kidd should have been the coach over Frank Vogel. And you see the Mavericks were quick to scoop him up. There's a reason for that. And you see Jason Kidd brought Jared Dudley with him. Jason Kidd and Jared Dudley were a big part of the success that we had in 2020. I don't give a damn what Shane Murray or all his burner accounts got to say.
All that burner accounts. I have a question for you, though.
Jason Kidd and Jared Dudley were a big part of the success we had in 2020.
I have a question for you, though.
Why don't you just ask me from your burner accounts?
I don't have a burner account. But anyway, have you ever heard Darvin's take on timeouts?
Enlighten me, Shane Murray.
So he was asked earlier this year, what is your policy on timeouts and what do you do with your timeouts? He said he likes to save his timeouts for the sake of LeBron and AD. If they need a blow later in the game, he can give them to them so he can be fresh in the fourth quarter. See, he don't like to take timeouts early for the sake of making sure they have enough rest to finish the game.
How did that work out?
I mean, like I said,
that is a regular. Listen, that makes the point. That literally makes the point. He doesn't know how to adjust because he doesn't know how to feel the game. That can be listen. That's all well and fine, right? Because LeBron's 39, pushing 40. AD is who AD is, and AD is going to log big minutes. Okay, I mean, listen, I'm not. That's logically that makes sense, right? But when you're in the game, you have to adjust. Especially
that's fine. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that. I'm just bringing it to your attention, like, because the main criticism everybody gives Darvin Ham is how he manages timeouts. But we also in the process of whether y'all care, whether you know it or choose to ignore it, he's a second-year coach. The things he's gonna get right now, the things he's not gonna get right, things he gotta grow in, so To fire him in his second year, when you look at the candidates you have now, all these dudes are either never been a head coach or never been a coach at all. So
My
you're
thing with
telling me
Donovan,
you're going to fire Darvin, who is off to a decent start, for a coach who's never been a head coach or never been a coach at all, and think that's going to lead to something else that's better?
I never wanted Darvin to be the coach in the first place. That's the thing, though. Like,
It don't matter if you want him to be the coach or not. He
I
was
think
the
he
coach, whether
does.
you like it or not.
Yeah, he was the coach, whether I like it or not. Obviously, I'm not on the hiring committee.
But again, but you see the candidates. You think any of those dudes are going to be do a better job than Darvin?
We're gonna get to that in a second. But before we do, Mitch, there was another comment. I don't know if you wanted to. He was basically agreeing with you about Donovan Mitchell. You know how you said that Mitchell,
Right.
he comes here. Could you read that comment again? I know I read it already on my solo, but
I gotta find it again.
yeah, it should be on the short where you talk about Donovan Mitchell.
Oh yeah. If my cousin Donovan
What's the
Mitchell
username?
LA, it'd be a career-ending move. He'll never see the ball and get blamed every time LeBron turns the ball over. Fire lay GM.
What was his username?
Username is Frederick Fokker.
That's right. So yeah, man, I don't know. He agreed with you. I guess add there.
Yeah, I like Donovan Mitchell as a player. That's the thing. That's what sucks about it, I think. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, we always listen. We always see what happens to LeBron's third co-star. Like they always catch all the heat. Like, that's why you see D'Lo catching all the heat. Like he's supposed to be the third star. That third star always gets blamed. I mean, it started with Chris Bosh. It was always his fault. Anytime something happened, it was always Chris Bosh's fault. In Cleveland, it was always Kevin Love's fault. You know, now it's always D'Lo's fault.
Before
You
him, it
know,
was always Westbrook's fault.
oh damn, I don't almost block that out of my memory. Like, yeah, it was literally always Westbrook's fault. Like legit. I think of those four, who do you think got it the worst? I still think it's Westbrook. I think they went too
Yeah, I
far.
think it's Westbrook.
It's crazy.
Westbrook did D'Lo.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Kevin Love got it pretty bad too.
LeBron probably treated him the worst personally. Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, you think so?
I think he probably got the worst personal treatment from LeBron because I don't think LeBron, you don't disrespect Westbrook. I don't think he. I don't think
Well,
he
Kevin
was.
Love did come out later and say he's been battling mental health issues. So there you go.
Yeah, that did come out. I think that's why he stayed in Cleveland because it was for so long after, because it was so familiar to him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
No. So Shane Murray mentioned he kind of previewed the segue to. I saw it was a write up on ESPN. I think it was from Woj and Dave McMenamin, and they were saying that the Lakers are going to start their coaching search in the coming days. And they mentioned a couple of assistants. Miami's Chris Quinn. I remember Chris Quinn as a player. I think did he play for Miami too?
Yeah, he started off on the bottom as like a video guide, an assistant. He's been moving himself up for years.
But he was a player too, Chris Quinn.
Yeah, he was.
And then
undrafted.
Right. And then New Orleans is, where did he go to college? You remember?
Who?
Chris Quinn. It seems familiar, man. I feel like I watched him in college too. And then
I forgot, but he did have like a good 5-6 year career or something like that.
Right. And then the New Orleans assistant, also James Borrego. That's two of the names that were mentioned. I'll say J.J. Redick is another one. I don't think the write-up mentioned Kenny Atkinson though, but they said the Lakers will they'll meet with the new guys that they're not familiar with first, and then the guys that they're more familiar with, the more familiar names. So Shane was asking Mitch though, do we think that whoever comes in, if they're a first-year head coach, if they're not going to have basically this some of the same problems that the Darvin Ham had? I don't know if you guys wanted to continue that discussion.
Um, I mean, most first year head coaches will struggle unless your name is Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr had Michael Jackson Foundation, so.
Okay. Don't want to take anything away from Mark Jackson. He obviously laid the foundation. He obviously molded those players into who they were. I think Steve Kerr came in. I mean, I think Steve Kerr came in. He basically kind of just finished. He finished the job. I mean, Steve Kerr didn't just stand there. I mean, he had some good X's and O's as well. So, Steve Kerr did his thing as well. So obviously, Mark Jackson laid the foundation and molded those players and gave them the confidence that still lingers within their souls to this day. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like the Lakers are looking for like the next Spoelstra, like the next Steve Kerr, right? Like off the top of my head, I mean, are there any other like coaches that we would be like, oh damn, like okay, or like I mean, Tyronn Lue he was an assistant before he became a head coach. Ended up winning a ring in Cleveland, right? Like they got rid of David Blatt. Tyronn Lue stepped up, became the head coach. We're looking for that. We're looking for that guy. Now, whether or not the Lakers are able to find that guy, that's the question. They thought it was Darvin. It wasn't. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, of the candidates, so I mean, the original question was of the candidates that are being reported, do I think that they'll do a better job than Darvin? Gosh, I hope so. I, I hope so. Like, what do you want from me? Like, you heard the people that I would rather have. I'm not in this coaching search hire. Like, I'm just gonna like, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Darvin was perfect, or like, I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like if I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, can you build up a feel for the game? Like, I don't understand. Like, can you? Because like for me, I didn't see much improvement coaching wise.
So John Allen's been bringing up this point a lot lately.
So you gonna copy this homework? All right, tell me what John Allen
in regards to Denver with Mike Malone. So if you remember when they drafted Michael Porter Jr., he was hardly playing because of his back issues, and he dropped in the draft because of his draft issues. Jamal Murray, when he like hit the stanchion with his knee, he brought the story that he was on the bus with Mike Malone, and he was crying, basically saying, "You guys are gonna get rid of me, huh?" And Mike Malone was like, "Nah, we invested in you, we got you." And then, like his first 2 or 3 seasons, Mike Malone had losing seasons, even though you have Jamal Murray and the Joker. He started off his first 2 or 3 seasons losing seasons, and all the Denver fans wanted him gone. And management said, "No, we sticking with him. We're sticking with our core." Now, fast forward, they're defending champs, and all of them, to however I want to put it, all of them are fit like a glove, have the best starting 5, whatever, however, critical acclaim, however you want to put that. And Mike Malone is still there. Did no one talking about, oh, he gonna get fired, or if he lose, he gonna get fired, this and that. He weathered the storm, he's still there. John Allen brought that point up because he said they married into continuity. And he's basically telling Mason, he's basically telling Greg Bergman and Mason, that, okay, if you want to fire a coach, get a new head coach, I'm with you. But sooner or later, you're gonna have to marry yourself to somebody. Like I said, this is gonna be the 7th coach in 13 years. The longest tenure was Phil. After Phil, you've been firing everybody else. So I'm gonna say the same thing. You want to hire somebody else, cool. But fans like Mitchell, you can't look to fire a coach every year just because he faced adversity. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to marry yourself to somebody. Go ahead.
Let me put it to you like this, right? If you don't feel, just like in life, if you don't feel like they're the right fit, why would you get married to them? You know what I mean? Are you gonna, like, listen, you're what? You're 35 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The conventional wisdom says you need to settle down already, doesn't it? Are you just gonna settle?
Yeah.
Are you gonna settle for any old girl?
No, I'm not.
I'm not gonna settle for any old coach either. Then, how about that? And how about you call into John Ireland and you tell him we're not just gonna settle for any old coach. We want the right coach. And tell him.
And who's the right coach, Mitchell? That's the other problem.
Bro.
Y'all want to fire say who's wrong, who's this, who don't fit.
Do you think Darvin Ham?
Y'all never have any solutions.
Was the guy? Do you think Darvin Ham was the guy?
I think he could have developed into the guy.
Y'all
don't want to develop nobody.
Did you see any progress? I didn't.
Can I say something?
I saw progress. You ignored his progress.
Can I say something before I forget?
What the hell you say? He regressed, if anything.
No, he didn't regress.
We made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. We made it to the first round this year. That's regressive.
That's because there was 10 teams in the West that had 45 to 50 wins, and 2 of those teams didn't make the playoffs.
Whose fault is that?
It's an extraordinary Western Conference this year. But you're gonna hold him to the fire because of that?
How many games did we drop after the end season tournament because he couldn't get their heads back in the game?
Who had the second best record in the league after the All-Star break?
Listen, can I say something, please?
Because they were still ass in the first part of the season.
But you want to be silent on his triumphs, but we scream his defeats. That's not cool.
You don't talk loud enough about the things that he did wrong.
Excuse me. Can I say something?
The things
please?
he did wrong are typical second-year coaching mistakes. You want this dude to be Pat Riley right off the bat. He's not going to be Pat Riley.
Pat Riley was Pat Riley.
Pat Riley was Pat Riley.
Bruh. Pat Riley, Phil Jackson are legends. Everybody's not going to be a legend.
But that's what we want.
I mean, Phil Jackson was Phil Jackson right out the gate, too. So, I mean.
No, he wasn't.
But you know what the key is to that, though? Is that when you have Magic and Kareem, and they're, young Magic, prime Kareem still, MVP right. Kareem, or coming off MVP, or you have
a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, you have Jordan in his prime and Pippen, or it's a lot different. But we have an old
True.
LeBron and an AD who needs a prime LeBron. If we had prime LeBron, I mean, we might still have Luke Walton as the coach. You know,
He didn't like
so
Luke Walton. That's the problem. And Luke wasn't bad,
I didn't think Luke was bad.
but LeBron didn't like Luke. So there you go.
Well, now that's the Lakers' fault for giving LeBron everything he wants. Now, if we were looking for a coach that maybe we should have got married to, I would have been okay getting married to Luke.
I was fine with Luke.
Am I biased? Maybe.
Bron on the team, Bron gets his way no matter what. So,
Okay, that's your boy.
hey, my boy, that's your boy.
That's my boy.
I didn't want him to come here.
Hey,
I wanted Paul George.
Hey, shout out to LeBron for his new Taco Tuesday Taco Bell commercials, man. Get your money, LeBron.
I wanted Paul George and the kids. I didn't want no LeBron.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to say, can I say something before I forget? Because I was looking at, it was either Lakers Lounge, their podcast with Anthony Irwin and Raj, or it was the Lakers Fast Break podcast. But I saw their thumbnail and their title, and I think after they fired Darvin Ham, the title said, "Well, don't forget about Rob Pelinka. He needs to go too." At what point does Rob Pelinka, who's been through what? Now, how many
responsibility?
He and Magic hired Luke. No, they didn't hire Luke. No, they didn't hire Luke, but they fired Luke, right? And did they hire Luke?
No, they didn't hire Luke. They were in the process of having him sign a contract, but they didn't.
Well,
no, Magic. The years he wanted.
Magic did. No, Magic. Yeah, Magic hired Luke. Yes.
Magic hired Luke. Was Rob with him already?
It wasn't finalized.
Was Rob here?
Maybe a verbal hire, but
remember, Rob was under Magic. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
They came in together. So if Magic hired Luke, Rob was there too.
Right.
Oh, I thought you said Lou. No, not Luke. Yeah, he did hire Luke.
Yeah, Luke Walton. No.
Yeah, you said Ty Lue.
Oh, boy, keep up.
So Shane, that is correct. Magic and Rob, they hired Luke, right?
Yeah, they hired him together.
Right, and then so that's Luke, that's Frank, and that's Darvin. But yet Rob Pelinka survived, and he's going to get to hire another head coach now. At what point is he on the hot seat?
Before the show, me and Greg was just talking about this, and sooner or later, Rob is going to have to answer for all the mistakes he's made too. Y'all, you right about that? Because listen, for everything that was wrong with Darvin as a coach, I mean, Rob didn't do him too many favors with the rosters he put together.
Pause. Because y'all and all analysts around the NBA was saying this roster was one of the best roster.
You said the same thing, fool.
Huh?
Don't try to say y'all. You said the same thing.
I said the same thing too, and I stand by that. And all of a sudden they lose. Rob's the problem. Or Rob didn't give them the roster they wanted. No, y'all love the roster just like I did.
If you let me finish, I was more so talking about giving up KCP and Kuz for Westbrook.
You wanted Westbrook.
I didn't want Westbrook. I wasn't like, oh shoot, yeah, let's go trade for Russ. When he came, that's my boy. So I'm like, oh damn, that's so cool. I love that Russ is. But what did I say leading up to that? Don't trade Kuz. Don't trade KCP. I was blinded by my love for Russ, but we gave up too much. And I definitely on the record said we gave up way too much to get AD. I definitely said that too.
Hence why this BI move is interesting, but we're gonna get to that.
Right.
But we can't give up. We just can't give up too much. That's all I'm asking for, please.
In terms of the candidates, like they said, they're intrigued by JJ Redick. I ain't gonna lie, I'm intrigued by JJ Redick too. Now, I still want them to go through the process. Like, With all these assistants, I'm surprised Sam Cassell ain't gonna get a look because he's been a long time assistant.
I like Sam Cassell. I think
And
he'd be a good coach. I think Sam Cassell could be a great coach, actually.
I agree. And I would like to see them look at it, a couple college coaches, like I said, like um, just go out the go out the box with it. Like make sure you get a thorough search of what's out there before you decide who you gonna be the coach. Like why not give
I don't know why we're playing around. We all know that JJ Redick's gonna be the coach. Why? What are we even talking about?
I mean that's what it's looking like, but at least do a thorough process before you decide that.
I like that Redick. Obviously, we've known Redick now going back to I think his freshman year at Duke was what like 2003. So we've been watching JJ Redick a long time. He was the most hated college player since Laettner for some good Duke teams under Coach K. Then he had a good, solid, more than solid NBA career. Now he's doing the TV thing, and I feel like I just like the fact that he's already been kind of Darvin Ham was like a bit player, in the NBA, like as far as his basketball career goes. So I like that JJ Redick is somebody who's already famous, and if he can step into this role with the same confidence that he's carried himself with since we've been watching him in basketball, I think he could be the guy.
My
I,
my only
I
question about him is because I feel like he
wait.
checks a lot of boxes.
Because my only question about JJ is, my observation of JJ is when he walks into a room, I think JJ feels like he's the smartest guy in the room, which, okay, that's cool and everything, right? My only concern is, and then also, I saw one of the clips from the podcast with LeBron, and he was quick to call LeBron out about, about the free throw disparity or something like that, right? Oh, okay. He's not afraid to step up to LeBron basically and tell him how it is versus what he wants to hear. So that's a positive sign. My only question is, how will he be able to lead the rest of the locker room?
That's my
Obviously,
thing. Like, can he be
LeBron's
a
gonna
leader
love
of men? That's my thing.
it.
Because
We gonna find out apparently, but I mean,
like he
it is.
checks a lot of boxes. Like, I feel like he has like it's gonna be a throwback, a Gordon Bombay charisma, and he has he's good on X's and O's. He has a fiery personality and attitude, but can can he command a room? Can he gain respect from other guys?
Did you just compare JJ Redick to a fictional youth hockey coach from Minneapolis, Minnesota?
Yes, I did.
Look, we need to speed up now because we got to get.
Did you know that Gordon Bombay was probably a Minnesota Vikings fan? I just want to throw that out there. What were you going to say, Antho? Don't let him even speak. Just
Yeah,
Antho, just go.
yeah, we
Just
need
go.
to because we still got to get to this roast. I want to have about 10, 15 minutes to talk about the roast. Yeah, I just want to make sure we have time to really,
Vikings fan. That's
cover it in depth. So let's kind of speed through the next three topics, which are, Shane, you already mentioned Ingram. What did you have to say about that? Because I know, like you said, you heard the.
This is a filthy rumor. Why are we even talking about this? It's not even like the full off. This is like half off season. We still got basketball going on, and you want to talk about filthy rumors?
not filthy. It's intriguing, sir.
Who reported this? Was it even Bleacher Report? Where'd you get this from? Don't tell
It's
me it was
on Bleacher Report. It's on Bleacher Report.
that he's going to the Lakers or that the Lakers are entering.
No, that the Pelicans are going to shop him.
Well, yeah, I saw that the Pelicans got
But
a shot for sure.
but even Trevor Lane was talking about this, where an
Speculation.
anonymous
Speculation.
GM, huh?
Speculation.
But anonymous GM said
Objection.
he can see Brandon Ingram going to the Lakers, and he did a whole examination on it, basically like drawing contracts and all that. And You shot to go ahead, man. You shot to go
Your
ahead.
Honor. Oh, objection. Speculation.
Whoop-de-doo, man.
Yeah, imagine Ingram and LeBron stopping the ball on this team. Like, geez Louise.
I don't
First
know
of
if he
all, Ingram
hit,
shoots
bro, but
and slashes.
I love me some Tiny Dog. I love Tiny Dog to this day. But yeah, I don't know if he fits with LeBron and AD. That's my concern.
He can because he shoots threes now. He didn't shoot threes then. Now he does. And he's an automatic 20-25 a game. And he's
He's a
cheaper.
bucket getter. He is a
And he's
bucket.
cheaper. Like you can
What
bring
will
him
we have
in.
to give up? What will we have to give up?
That's the thing. You can bring him in without giving up a D'Lo or Austin for him.
What
You
will
could
we
do
have
like
to give up?
huh?
What will we have to give up?
More than likely, probably Rui, Gabe, and a pick.
Oh,
We
that's right.
get we get to get rid of Gabe Vincent.
Possibly. The
Oh,
issue is because the
I don't know, bro.
Pelicans,
Yeah.
they still decide whether or not to take our pick this year or take our pick next year. So they have incentive not to help us. So that's the only thing. But otherwise, he's cheaper. He'll fit the big three, model whatever they're trying to do. He'll be our young thoroughbred. He's only 27, and that's somebody who could build with AD after LeBron leaves. And you can still keep the core intact.
All right, look. So then also, LeBron was in Cleveland tonight at the Cavaliers game. And Mitch's display name says it's LeBron gone to Cleveland. Is that the inference, Mitch?
Listen, I mean, yeah, we all know LeBron doesn't do anything on accident. This is probably just LeBron sending Rob a message like, "Hey, I could still be out. You better, make it right," type of thing. He could, he could either be angling for that big bag and making sure that they really do keep to their word and do their best to draft Bronny. He could be late tampering with Donovan Mitchell. He could be, or he could be, you know, he could be trying to get back to Cleveland, seeing what it's like. But either way it goes, whatever his reasoning was, he doesn't do anything on accident. This is LeBron. He knows what he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows that he's LeBron James. He knows that people are gonna start speculating. Like, this man's been in the league. This man, LeBron's been in the league. Um, he's been in the league longer than he hasn't been in the league. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. So he knows how to work the media. He knows how to work the spin cycle. Nothing is on accident with LeBron. So it is what it is. We'll see how it shakes out. It could just be him just trying to send a message. Even Rich
Yeah,
Paul
I
was
don't think that they did do as far as him getting the bag because they already reported like they'll give him whatever contract he wants, and they already said they'll do their due diligence to draft Bronny. So I think it's more so putting the pressure on Rob to make win now moves, like get the coach he wants, get Bronny in, get the players he wants, whatever
JJ.
that looks like.
JJ for the Lakers confirmed.
So, and plus he does go back from time to time because of the school. But as ESPN reported, it's the first time he's been to a Cleveland game since 2018. So he don't do nothing just to do it.
And then so Bronny worked out at the combine today. I saw him doing that little. I think he made 17 out of 21 or 22 threes or something like that. Shane had brought that up before the show. And he also he had a 40-inch vertical. So you could tell that the guy was an athlete right now. No, I think is that LeBron. I think has. I was looking at. Interesting. I was funny. I was looking at verticals last night. LeBron 44. I think is vertical. So 40. I think they said Kobe's was 38. So Bronny has a higher vertical than Kobe. But Shane, just how did you? I know you wanted to say something about that, didn't you? About Bronny's workout.
I mean, nothing in his workouts surprised me at all because I've seen him do it in flashes. It's just like too many people discrediting him, going by his first year at USC. I mean, the man came off a severe heart situation where normally you'll sit out most of the year. He came back, still playing most of the season. He was on a minutes restriction. So, and he's playing behind two other point guards. So to look at him with the 5 point a game average and say he's trash, it's crazy. Like Gilbert Arenas already worked him out, said he's solid. He showed flashes of doing the LeBron James chase down block multiple times. He showed flashes. He showed flashes of his jump in the building. He showed he can. He's more of a defender or anything else, but he's shown flashes of what he can do on offense. So he's not coming in here as a scrub. He just need reps just like any young player does. So I think a lot of people are judging him based off his first year at USC. So most likely he probably won't get drafted. They probably do like an Austin Reeves and pick his team to go to, which more than likely would probably be the Lakers. And he'll get some GM reps. I mean, get some G League reps and maybe get in a couple games here and there in the season, and you'll see him grow. But to just write him off saying, "Oh, he's only there because he's LeBron James' son," is BS. And he's going to show what he is as he continues to work up.
Do you think? Do you think if he wasn't LeBron James Jr., he'd still be getting all this coverage?
No,
Do you think he'd still put himself into the draft if he wasn't LeBron James Jr.? You think teams would still be looking at him?
I think he would have stayed at school at least one more year. But teams have been scouting him since high school. So
I mean, why?
because he is an All American, he was ranked. So it's not like he's a scrub. He's just not necessarily there yet as they want him to be. But like I said, they're not judging him off his skill set and athletic ability. They're judging him off, oh, he only averaged 5 points at USC.
I mean, um, all I'm gonna say is that the type of player that I think that he could be is actually exactly who the Lakers need. A dude that goes out there, plays defense, and makes shots.
And he's
That's
a
kind of
solid
what we need.
defender. So
That's what I just said. He gonna play defense and make shots. That's the type of player. That's the type of player the Lakers need. Shit, I'll take
Oh,
Bronny right now over Gabe Vincent.
I just think it's amazing that basically you can be a kid and you can be born and your daddy can be, one of the top five greatest players to ever play. And
Not
it's
according to
like
Shane Murray, but
then you get to play, then you just get to play for the Lakers, which is pretty much probably what's going to happen. It's like why he's just LeBron's son. He wouldn't be. There's no chance he'd be in the NBA or even being
I mean,
talked about as a.
respectfully, white people practice nepotism all the time. Why can't LeBron do it?
To be in the NBA though for the Lakers. That's crazy.
Again, why can't LeBron do it? Like white people do it all the time. You like all these white people who are billionaires and billionaires, they just keep bringing it in the family, keep it in the family, and keep building off the billionaires and millionaires. So again, why when LeBron does it, it's controversy.
I love how you're defending your boy. I love it. I love to hear it, honestly.
That's the
I'm
only
not
time.
defending him. I'm defending nepotism as far as black people doing it.
Oh, specifically when LeBron's doing it.
That's the only time
Carry on.
LeBron
What you
defends.
say, Anthony? Don't even let him talk. Yeah. What's next?
I was gonna say that's the only time Shane defends LeBron is when he's making that nepotism argument. That's the second time he's done that.
I think so.
White people do it. Why
Yes,
can't LeBron do
he
it?
did. He has.
I
He
mean,
has.
that's how they stay rich. Like they have the family heirlooms, the family crest. Our community, like as soon as we get a family heirloom, family crest, we try to sell it.
But why?
That,
How long is Bronny going to stick with in the league after LeBron is going? He's only going to be in the league for as long as LeBron is in the league. Then he's going to be out of there.
that's not
Now
true.
that, now that's going.
He's
That's going.
projected as
How
a
he plays.
role player, and you see role players have a solid 8-10 year careers. That could very much be Bronny. This depends on the team he goes to and how he continues to develop.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, look, we got to get to this roast.
Tom Brady roast Vito. Here we go.
Has everybody seen the roast?
Yeah.
I only watched
Yeah.
the first. I watched like the first 25 minutes, and I was absolutely spellbinded. It was a true spectacular what I saw. I mean, I think Kevin Hart. First of all, I think Kevin Hart might be the GOAT of host roasting. You know, we all remember
Okay.
when Jamie Foxx hosted the Shaq roast, or maybe it was Emmitt Smith, I think. But Shaq was the one who put it together. And that's the one where Jamie Foxx got on Doug Williams, the comedian. Remember with the this is the I'm Your Conscience. You guys remember that? And then you guys remember that?
That's the greatest roast to me.
Which
Yeah,
Was
one?
the Emmitt Smith roast.
the
Emmitt
Emmitt
Smith.
Smith one where Doug Williams gets up there and Jamie Foxx roasts him. You guys haven't seen that? You gotta look that up.
I'm
Uh,
I'm uh Guy Torrey, bruh, and his brother. Man,
Oh,
they just
Tor Jason.
they tore the Kings. They tore the Kings up, bruh.
The Kings of Comedy.
No, the
Oh,
Sacramento Kings.
oh.
The Malute brothers, man, they tore him up, bruh. And then he goes off and starts talking about Jason Kidd's son, how big of head he is, and how he was sitting courtside, and the kid was just doing all of this, and he thought it was like a full grown adult next to him at first, and then he said he looked to the right, and the little kid was like goo goo gaga. He was like, oh shit, I got a whole fucking baby next to me. He was like,
Yo,
come to find out it's Jason Kidd's son.
It's funny
that
because
caught me off guard. I remember. I specifically remember Jason Kidd's son back then. So yes, I remember. I'm not supposed to laugh. Like, man,
it was
man,
it
you got
was
me
supposed
going
to
to
be
hell.
it
Ain't this
was
a
supposed to be funny, but it's
son of
funny
a
because
bitch?
the kid he grew into that head of his, but then I guess he ended up siding with his mom against Kid and saying that J Kid was like a deadbeat or something. We used to see you at the games, though, kid. So
Bro,
it's
you
funny.
gotta, you have to. If you haven't seen that roast, go see the roast.
Emmett
It's
But
Smith,
then
right?
but then I also saw Kevin Hart hosted the I think it was it the no, it wasn't the Charlie Sheen, it was the Justin Bieber roast. And he did a great job on that. And in the way he
Beaver
kicked
roast. Okay.
yeah, the
But
way
I
he
wouldn't
kicked
go so far as calling him like the goat of hosts for
well, who's
roasts.
who's a
But
better host? Who's a better I'm just talking about the host now. Not the
yeah,
actual roast.
Jamie, you can't beat Jamie. You can't beat Jamie, man.
Yeah,
I
Jamie's
think
great. But
yeah.
but Kevin, man, the way he kicked that thing off, man, and first of all, it was at the Forum. And I'm so glad they've made I don't know who to credit it to. Do I credit it to what's his name in New York, the owner of the Knicks, for making the Forum a viable entity again? But it was at
Right?
the Forum, and Jimmy Dolan Jr. It was at the Forum, and it was spectacular, man. I didn't watch it live. I watched a replay of it, and it was just. I mean, I just love the atmosphere. It was super. The atmosphere was incredible. It was electric, and Kevin he was on fire, and then Jeff Ross comes out with he's dressed as O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Uh, OJ had just passed, And then he does his thing, the real roast master general, Jeff Ross. And then Drew Bledsoe came up there, and when Drew Bledsoe came up there, I turned it off because he
Hey,
started off, huh?
who's the okay? Because like we all know about personal things that was said and things that people might deem that should be left unsaid. But there was who was the white uh comedian that got into it with uh what's her name?
Nikki Glazer.
She got into it with what's her name? Heavyset comedian. We love her. But the one that was in the Netflix thing about not getting paid enough. What's
Oh,
her name?
Monique.
Oh, Monique.
MJ.
Yeah, who's the white dude that said something about Monique and Monique was like, "All right, white boy, don't make me
That was
kick
at the
yet bust your ass."
that was at the Jamie at the Emmett roast, right?
That's
Was that
bro.
was that Jeff Ross too?
Jeff Ross said some personal
Yeah, I remember
shit,
that. I remember that.
and
He said,
Monique did
"Watch
not.
yourself, Jeff. Watch yourself, Jeff. Don't get your ass whooped up here now."
Yeah, like yeah. So just depend on how you take it. He said some shit Monique didn't really like, and then when Shaq had to step up and say, "Hey, bro," you know what I'm saying? Then it was like okay, but just they didn't. I don't think they had the right dominant presence on stage to where it was like something personal was said. Somebody was going to take heed of that and say, "Hey, don't go that far now."
I
But
remember when Doug, because Doug
Well,
Williams was being funny at first. Remember he said
oh,
he
he was
messed
being funny,
he
dude. But
messed up
he
when he
started getting
brought
personal.
but when he brought Jamie into it, and Jamie was up there, he was drunk or whatever, and he ripped into him. But I remember he said Monique, he was talking about, they talking about hey, women call themselves big bone. He said you're not big boned, you got regular bones, but a whole bunch of meat wrapped around. But yeah, bro. But yeah, but this
Yo.
Brady roast, man, it was lit. But like I said, when Drew Bledsoe started talking, I turned it off. So I'm gonna go back to it. But I know Mitch is the one who Mitch wanted to talk about it last week, and we forgot what he
Yeah.
wanted to talk about. But go ahead, Mitch.
yeah, man. I mean, so Drew Bledsoe was pretty solid. I think that fool was already drunk by the time he got up there. But Drew
Mhm.
Bledsoe did his thing. I think the one person that caught people off guard with how funny they were was Nikki Glazer.
Mhm.
She yeah, she did her thing. She did her thing for sure. The joke she told about Gronk, and then and then Kevin Hart retelling it and then continuing that joke, like her joke caught me off guard, and then him, I mean, man, it was really great. Like I said, man, Kevin Hart was really good, and then the guy, Tony,
Tony Hinchcliffe.
yeah, oh that dude, wow, he was, as far as like the singular roasters go outside of Kevin, like he might have been like the second funniest roaster because he just went down the line and was like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
shit, and then who oh, and and then at the end, yeah, man, Brady got his jokes off too.
Mm.
I mean, even the joke that he got off about Kanye. I mean, that was a good one, Brady. That was a good one. Okay, but I mean, don't like Monique said, man. Hey, man, don't
There
get
you
messed
go.
up. Don't get messed up now, Tom.
There you go.
But
Well,
y'all saw that Tom who was, I forgot who went up there and was telling jokes about Robert Kraft. It might have been Jeff Ross. Somebody was
Mhm.
starting to tell jokes about Robert Kraft, and he got up and was like, "Hey, cut that shit out right now.
Mhm.
No
yeah,
Robert Kraft."
that was yeah, you know who that was. That
It was Jeff Ross.
Yeah, it was Ross.
Was it?
yeah, because
It was right.
he got pissed off, because he was
Tom
when
got
they was talking about this, who made the team and who was the reason why the team was so successful, and then he starts going off about Robert Kraft. That was so funny, man.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't like
Yeah,
that.
apparently, and then so like it came out like after, I guess, yeah, the Robert Kraft jokes were the only jokes that were supposed to be like off limits or something like that. I'm just like,
I mean, come on, man. If they're gonna say that should be left off limits, then and there was a few jokes that should have never been said, man. But
Hey,
okay.
all the jokes about Giselle. Oh my gosh, fuck Robert Kraft, right? Like, what the hell? All these damn. I mean, it was funny, but yeah, I mean, all the jokes about Giselle were hilarious for the most part.
But
All the
it doesn't make it still. If a joke is cringe, you know, that's the new term now that everybody is using. If the joke is, on that type of level, whether
I don't
you
think
say it or not, it still doesn't make it less cringe worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like still, whether you're talking about a deceased person or a deceased person that had a criminal background, or and
Ross
especially with the
OJ.
wife and the sensitivity of all of that type of things, just whether you say it or left, if it's said or not said, it doesn't make a joke less offensive. The shit was still offensive what was being said, man.
I mean,
But they try to use the roast thing as a bear of it's not a wall, but it's just like you basically can just try to hit that sensitive point, man, where you can go overboard, but you're not
a
going
roast.
overboard. Yeah, I guess that's what a roast is, but it's
That's a
still,
roast. Though.
yeah, but it's still, yeah, all
A
right.
roast.
Shane,
Yeah,
That's a roast. I mean, that's a roast. I mean, everybody's seen all the other celebrity roasts. I mean, you hit at their, all their fuck ups and all their low points and everything like that. I mean, that's what you go for. Tom's fuck up. What did Kevin Hart say? He said something about, oh yeah, he really stuck to his guns and went 8-9 or some shit. Oh, yeah, that shit was hilarious though. Yeah, but
would have left the Hernandez jokes out?
That's
oh,
that was
oh,
surprising to me.
for me, um,
That
yeah,
should have been that should have been kind of like,
I wouldn't have told no Aaron Hernandez jokes. They
nah,
were
man.
funny, but
Fuck yeah, they
yeah,
were. But
hold on. Look,
yeah, I don't know.
we
The
we got
one where it
about
was like, oh, he still had he had like a ring around his neck or some shit. Like I was like, oh damn,
just
look.
about
We
sheesh.
got about hold on. We got about 5 minutes left. I want to hear Shane's Shane, your take on the roast if you have
Yeah,
one.
did Shane Murray find the roast funny?
I thought it was solid. I was good to see another side of Bill Belichick. You know, it's
Yeah,
like everybody always calling him a crank. I just think he just don't like the media like that, and the media just don't think when they're annoying. So, but
right.
yeah,
Hey, Shane, I don't mean to cut you off. Real quick, I'll let you speak. When you get personalities like Belichick and old coach, ball coach for Alabama, and Saban, dude,
mm,
when you get those guys outside of the professional coach setting and you put them like on somewhere like Saturday morning football live, dude, Saban is kind of like funny, man, in a dry way, bro. But
yeah, they
go ahead.
get
And
to
I
be
think
loose, and they don't have to worry about preparing for a game and all the criticism that come with it. They can just be themselves and let loose. So it was good to see that. I thought Kevin Hart did his thing. I didn't know the girl's name, but I seen her on her show,
Nikki
the show
Glazer.
she does. Huh?
Talking about Nikki Glazer?
Yeah, like I seen her shows she do, so I didn't know she was a quote unquote comedian or had that to her, so that was good to see. But yeah, um, just Aaron and Hernandez jokes, that was a bit much for me. You know what I mean? Especially with his baby mama not being there, or her not improving that, because that's a tricky somebody. But and it was
You can't have any. You can't have anybody associated with Aaron Hernandez at anything public, bro.
All right,
Honestly.
look,
right,
Shane.
but to speak
Shane,
on
we're
it,
gonna wrap it up.
especially that last one, Tom Brady got off by Gronk. That was like, wow, he went there with it. So, but yeah, overall, I thought it was a solid roast.
All right, look, Mitch, you got anything you want to say to an old friend of ours?
Herbert wanted to come on